Hello and good day to you. It's GotAUkulele Reviews, another instrument review for you. As always, read the full details below on the link and consider the Patreon. It does help keep this site going. Some years ago now, I reviewed one of these. This is a Macala Waterman Soprano, a little plastic thing released by Carla Macala in the vein of the Macaferry Islanders from the 1950s. And it was a really divisive review. I actually gave it a really good score because mine didn't seem to display the problems that I then saw so many other people have, which was very high action and dipping tops and things like that. This one's not bad. Anyway, that's the Macala Soprano Waterman. That's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about their big brother, which was released a year or two ago by no longer Macala but Carla, and it's the Waterman Concert. Built in exactly the same sort of construction, made of all plastic everywhere, and we'll go through that, but not been really pushed by Carla. In fact, it was quite hard to get hold of this one. There was a big fanfare when the Soprano was launched. I didn't really see that with this one. Anyway, similar sort of construction everywhere. What it doesn't come with was the dizzying array of colours that the Waterman Soprano comes in. This only comes in this model, which is called the seafoam green top and a black back, or the blackboard matte black version, which is all black. And unlike the Sopranos, that word matte, both of these models are in a matte finish, and we'll come on to that as well. So all solid plastic construction, so the back and sides are one piece with integral braces, and dropped onto the top of that, in this case, is the seafoam green matte top with a sound hole strengthening ring round here, very much identical to the Soprano. That matte finish everywhere is a pain for picking up fingerprints and scuffs and makes it look quite scruffy. Now, they all rub off, but it's hard to sort of keep it looking pristine. Saying that though, it's much nicer in the hands than the glossy Soprano, so I prefer that. This has got the same sort of tie bar bridge with a moulded integral saddle. Unlike the Sopranos that people worried about, it's not dipping and the action's nice and low, and it's much better put together, I think. It's got one or two little chip and finish flaws around the edges, but no seam issues, and it feels altogether a more, dare I say it, serious instrument for a plastic. Up to the neck, which is an extension of the plastic body, it's a typical rounded profile, fairly flatter than round, I think would be fair to say, but still rounded, Chinese, and it's 35mm at the nut, which is comfortable enough. Topping that is a plastic fingerboard with some end shaping. That's also made of plastic with the frets integrally moulded. And I've been playing this one for quite a while now, and unlike the Soprano, where the frets would wear off quite quickly, these are standing up pretty well, so I can only assume that they've improved the paint. You get position marker dots at 5, 7, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and you also get them on the side. And you get them on the other side as well for left-handed players, which is always a nice touch. They haven't rubbed off either. They no longer exist on the Soprano. They came off in about the first day. Frets are sort of flat-topped, integral 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 to the body, 15, 16, 17, 18 in total. Unlike the Soprano, there is no zero fret, so the intonation is gauged here purely at the nut. And incidentally, the action on this, as I say, compared to those Sopranos people were concerned about, is really good. It's about 2.6mm above the 12th. The nut action is low, but not too low. There's nothing I'd change about it, actually, and that really impressed me. The headstock, three-pointed crown shape, like most Carlas, with the seafoam green facing on the top. I like the paddleboard design, and we've lost the name Macala, as I say. It's now the Carla Waterman. And tuners are unbranded open gears, small black buttons, Carla logo imprinted in the back. I say about these what I said about the Waterman Soprano. They bill these as being waterproof, take them anywhere. These are metal, you get these wet, they're going to rust. So it's not fully waterproof, never quite understood that. But you know, it as I say, a more serious instrument than the little Soprano. It feels nicer in the hands, it's not heavy, nicely balanced, and yeah, it's all looking pretty good so far, isn't it? And then there had to be a catch, didn't there? And I hate it when this happens. There is a buzz with this one. Can you hear that? Now, I've set up enough ukuleles and guitars to know how to diagnose a buzz. I've been over this with a fine-tooth comb. It's not the action. It's not the strings that are buzzing. It's not the tuners. It's not the tuner covers. I don't know what it is, actually. It seems like a resonant thing going on inside, and maybe a loose brace, but I thought the braces on this are moulded. And the reason why I think that is I can generate the buzz there. Sounds like a snare drum. I hope you can hear that on the video. There's something wrong there. And the reason I hate it when this happens is because people are now going to comment on the video going, well, I've got one and mine's all right, so you've obviously got a bad one. Why didn't you just send it back? Well, I don't send it back because I didn't buy this to own. I bought this to review for you. So I'm not going to send it back anyway. And I'm sure there are better ones. I'm sure they're not all like this and they don't have this buzz. But what am I supposed to do? I can't ignore it. It's going to come across in the video. I can't review it and say, this is wonderful. And people would say, yeah, but wasn't there a buzz there? There is a buzz. I can't ignore it. So we're going to have a play of it. What I'll say, oh, there's the buzz again. The sustain is pretty decent. The volume is average, not stellar, but better than the soprano. It's got a much richer tone than the soprano. Oh, that buzz is getting worse. Anyway, I'm going to have to play it and you're going to have to listen to the buzz. Like I say, I'm sure there are others that don't, but I can't lie, can I? Shall I tune it? Oh, ukulele strings, by the way. And you know, I've not talked about the price, which is odd. I normally do that before I start playing it. The price on these are about $60 in the US from the Carla website, as opposed to the $40-something you'll get to pay for the soprano version. Do you know what? I think it was in tune. I think there's a bit of an intonation issue. With the buzz. Strangely, the buzz isn't there when you finger pick it. Another reason why I don't think it's the strings action. And it's really quite pretty. Oh, there's the buzz. I hope this buzz is coming across on the video, otherwise I'm going to be sounding like a madman. Oh yeah, you also get a little mini quick start guide. You can tell I'm just really disappointed, you know. The Waterman Soprano I liked, and on reflection my score is wrong, but I don't go back and change scores. Because mine was alright. I can only review what's in front of me, but because I can only review what's in front of me, I can only adjust the score on this one based on what's in front of me, and that buzz is awful and clearly something loose inside. I'm not saying they're all like that. I can't give it a recommendation. Well, I can give it a recommendation because it does sound better and plays nicer than the Waterman Soprano. Much nicer. But if you're going to buy one of these, the recommendation only comes if you play it in the flesh first, because I don't know how many others there are that are flawed like this. Probably none. I hope there's none, because I like the brand Carla. It's just a real shame that this one arrived with me. I bought it blind from a music dealer, but still a Carla dealer. It shouldn't have gone out like this. The Carla Waterman Concert, this one in seafoam green, about $60. Just let me down really with the buzz, because I couldn't really review it properly for you, but there you go. Maybe that is a justified review, because this one buzzes and I can't lie about that, and I can't make it stop, so I can let you hear what it sounds like. Other than that, happy Sunday. I'll see you next week. An instrument that I'm pretty much certain will not be buzzing. Do read the written review below, do consider the Patreon, and thanks very much for your support. Back soon. Bye bye.